Hello everybody, this is Elissa from Mank Arts and Crafts, and today we are going to do a WIP and chat. WIP stands for work in progress. Chat, well, we're going to sit here and kind of chat, talk a little bit about what's been going on the week, all what's been going on in my life, all that fun stuff. And I thought I know I was going to, it's been a while. I feel like it's been forever since I've done a regular WIP and chat, just because it's been just all the things have been going on. But I know I promised you guys like a little bit of my process with a cross stitch conversion project, and I'm literally in the process of, I was starting to get ready to start like a little mini cross stitch conversion, and I was like, you know, this is the perfect time to go over how I do an actual cross stitch conversion, like starting from scratch for a cross stitch conversion. And I haven't actually shown that, so I figured this would be the perfect time to do it. I literally just went through and pulled my colors out, so that's as far as I got, was pulling colors out, which you can see they're right there. I haven't even kitted anything up, just pulled them out and then pulled out my containers, and that's as far as I got. And then I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and start the process over, kind of talk a little bit through the process and go over a little of how everything's been going in the crazy, the awesomely fun weekend that I had last weekend and all of that fun stuff. So I figured that's what we would do. So I'm not really using any specific tools per se, but I figured I would go through that. So essentially, to start off with, I figured I would let you guys know, I kind of go through, I put my pattern that I'm using didn't have the DMC colors in order, so I put them in order on from lowest to highest so I could find them easier on like a little sheet of paper, and then as I pulled them out I would cross them off so that way I could be a little bit more organized. And that's literally as far as I've gotten. So I'm going to kit them up, and then I'll kind of, when I get to the point of putting them into the well, I already have the file uploaded into my my version of Pattern Keeper. I use Markup RXP, which is the iPad version, but I'll kind of go through that for you guys and show you that. Sorry, like my eyes, I feel like I have something in my eyeball, so I keep rubbing my eyes. Oh, so that's what happens when you film late at night. You always feel like there's something in the eyes. So anyways, I hope you guys have been having a wonderful time, wonderful 4th of July weekend, all that fun stuff. It has been, I have done like nothing. I had to work Friday. I didn't have to work on, what day was it? I did not have to work on Thursday, of course, the 4th. I did not have to work on the 4th, but I did have to work on Friday. So, yes, and then I will have to, but only a half day on Thursday, or on Friday. And then I will have to work on, Saturday. I have one of my long duty days on Saturday. So for this process, I'm going to go ahead and kit them up. And with these, usually what I do is I'll write the DMC number on like one of these little stickers. So I've got 151336. Usually these write well, but I don't know why it's not writing well right now. Maybe I need to use a different pen, but this pen should work just fine. I don't know why this pen is not working. That's weird. Do I need to write on a hard surface? Apparently I need to write on a harder surface. I don't know. It just doesn't want to write today. Let me try a different pen. Ugh. Sometimes I feel like it writes, and sometimes I feel like it doesn't write on this. And then sometimes I just resort to using a Sharpie. So we've got 151336. Yeah, these stickers don't work very well sometimes. 598. All right, we're going to go with Sharpie because that's going to frustrate me to no end. And I don't have the patience for that. So we're Sharpieing it. 598. 743. 826. Once I write this, then we'll be able to begin. 911. Boop, boop. 955. 958. And then I'll be able to talk, because I don't talk and write well. I've never been able to talk and write well. 3841, 3847, and 3853. 151, 336, 743, 826. Oh yes, I was like, I'm missing a color. That's because I decided to do just a 3865 for the background. So it's not quite a white, it's kind of an off-white. So now that I have those done. So when I'm doing a cross stitch conversion, I don't typically put the symbols on. I have little cat fuzz all over. I don't typically put the symbols on here because it's going to be in my pattern keeper. I'll just put the DMC number because that's easy enough to find because I put them in like lowest to highest. Now I'm going to go ahead and kit these up. I leave these little, like my little Neko cats, my little good luck cats inside my funnel, and then Mochi will play with them inside the funnel. So those just sit there as like little cat toys. So, and this I got from Bella Art de Nicole. This is their Elizabeth Ward funnel. And then I just use the Elizabeth Ward containers. Here are my scissors. And we're going to start with the 151. We're just going to go in order. So, let's see. I feel like it has literally been forever since I've talked to you guys last. So what have I done? I feel like I have done like so much, but nothing at the same time, if that makes sense. So, I got back from the retreat. Oh my goodness. The retreat was an absolute blast. I had so much fun at the retreat. I went to the Great Lakes retreat. For anybody who doesn't know, I did go to the Great Lakes retreat, or the Great Lakes Escape retreat. I literally need nine drills of this color, 336. That's literally all I need is 9 drills. That's it. So I'm just going to, thankfully I had like these in my spares. So these are from my paint gem kit. I had like, so literally, that's perfect because I just needed 9 drills, for this. Cause this is a small, little cross stitch conversion, not very big at all. So I did the Great Lakes Escape. Oh my goodness. It was so much fun. I had an absolute blast. And it was so much fun meeting all sorts of different people and different creators, but just like the different people that I got to meet and have fun with and hang out with. It was a blast. There were so many different people there. It was a lot bigger than the Crafter's Paradise retreat, which has its pluses and minuses. So I loved it was definitely longer. I loved that it was longer, and it felt extremely so much longer than the Crafter's Paradise retreat. Part of that being because, I got to the Crafter's Paradise retreat so late, because of all of my travel woes. So I didn't get there until like 4:30 in the morning on Friday. So I missed out on all of Thursday's crafting. Whereas this one, I actually, we were allowed to get there a day early so we could get there at like 3 o'clock on Wednesday. And then the retreat started for real on Thursday. So I had timed it so that way my flight would get in at, I had timed it so I could get in at, my flight got in at noon on Wednesday, and Jamie and Nicole were supposed to pick me up on their way through from the airport, on the way through, because I flew into Fort Wayne, because I'm like, I'm not going to fly to Detroit when it's so much closer to fly into Fort Wayne. So, because it takes like barely an hour and 15 minutes, if that, to fly into Fort Wayne, whereas Detroit is a lot longer. It's like an hour and a half to Detroit, but then you also have to factor in the Detroit traffic. So I'm like, I'm going to fly into Detroit. Also, the tickets were cheaper to Fort Wayne. Connections were better to Fort Wayne, so I did Fort Wayne. And Jamie and Nicole, from Bella Art de Nicole, were going to pick me up, but then, they were having issues with the, you probably heard from them if you watch their channel, but they were having issues with their truck, because they have an electric truck, pulling their camper. The weight of the camper and everything in the camper was sucking down the battery life of their camper. So Nicole ended up flying out separately, and then Jamie drove separately, because that way, in case Jamie didn't get there in time or anything like that, Nicole would already be there. So since they were doing that, Jamie was still on track to to get there, and they were still going to have Jamie pick me up. But then it was timeline wise, they were yeah, well, let's go ahead and rethink that. So, Wendy and Melissa, lovely couple of fellow crafters and diamond painters, had picked up Nicole from the airport the day before, and then they were going, so in Indianapolis, and I can't remember which one. I think it was Wendy that lived in Indiana. And then they had stayed at Wendy's house that night and left in the morning from Indianapolis on Wednesday morning. And then they rearranged luggage in their in the car, so that way they could pick me up from the airport on the way through. So they picked me up at around, it ended up being about around 3-ish or so, because my flight was supposed to get in at 12, but then of course I seem to always be cursed with like travel woes. So I had some delays leaving Ontario. There were some slight delays. I think we were waiting for something to get fixed on the plane before we could leave Ontario, which was like, I had a longer layover, so I wasn't too worried. Get to Dallas. Weather was fine in Dallas. I actually made sure of that before I left. I didn't want more travel woes with weather like what I had last time. But then we get on the plane in Dallas, and there was, I think we were delayed because of like the flight. There was something small. It was like nothing major, but we had a slight delay from Dallas to Fort Wayne. There was a slight delay, nothing major as well. Oh no, it ended up being like an hour, almost like an hour. No, it was like half an hour delay. We were waiting on something small. I can't remember what it was. Oh no, it may have been like we were waiting on the crew or something ridiculous like that. We were waiting on like the crew or something. I feel like it was so long ago, I can't even remember everything. But needless to say, it was something that caused like a delay, that then led to me getting there like half an hour late. So instead of getting there at 12, no, I got there at like 12:30, which was pretty much my expected time, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then I was like, oh, I'll just eat at the airport. Well, the airport is so small that they didn't have any like actual like fast food places. I think they probably normally do, but they were in the process of remodeling the airport. So they had like one little like cafe place, and then it said like one little cafe place, but I wasn't in the mood to eat at their little like cafe wannabe Starbucks. So I didn't eat there because it was like, I just went and grabbed my bag, but they had these really comfortable chairs when you left security and picked up your bag. After you picked up your bag, they had this like really comfortable waiting area, like and chairs and waiting area. So I ended up sleeping there because my flight the night before, I left Tuesday night. I had a red-eye flight, so it left at like midnight. My flight left midnight on it was basically like 11:59 Tuesday night is when my flight left. So, and then it got to Dallas at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had a little bit of a layover. So I figured I'd do a red-eye flight because I'm like, well, I'm not going to sleep anyway, so I might as well just not sleep on the plane. And that's what I did for my flight. So I was pretty tired by the time I got in. I figured, I was hopeful that I could sleep because, you know, it's a red-eye and give me a little bit of time to sleep on the plane. No, did not sleep at all. I slept a little bit on the second leg of the flight, the trip. My second flight, I did sleep a little bit. Not much, but just a tiny bit on the second flight. But it, like, I was having a very hard time falling asleep. A little bit of sleep on the second flight, not much. And then not nearly as much as I would have wanted to sleep. Let's see. This is going to be the background, so we're going to put a few more of this. We'll see how many. I'll probably use more than that, but I'm at least going to put these in here. And let's see if I can do it without making an absolute and total mess with these drills, because they don't want to pour very well from this container. So I was like, well, so I didn't want to, so I was like, okay, well, I've got some time to wait and kill until they get here to pick me up, because they were, you know, coming from Indianapolis area, like from Indiana, from a different part of Indiana. So I was like, I got some time to kill before they pick me up. So I sat in those comfy chairs and kind of napped off and on from like, because I basically, by the time I got my bags, it was like 1:30ish, 1:30ish, somewhere around in there. And I just had to kill time until like 3:15, 3:30. Then they got there, picked me up, threw my bag in the back of the vehicle. It was like a mini SUV type thing. And then off we went. See, look at that, fully kitted up. And then we had like an hour, 15 minutes to drive to get to the retreat. So it was like a super quick, like painless process, and worked out perfectly fine. We get there, we unload all of our stuff, get our rooms, and then from there, these are the colors. Look at those colors. This is gonna be super, super cute. Love those colors. And then we go get our rooms, get our keys to our rooms, haul all of our stuff up, and get all like settled in and everything. And then I had to take a shower because I'm like, I am exhausted. I am like, have been traveling. I need a shower. So that was my first priority, was to take a shower. So I took a shower, and I am fully kitted up for my little mini cross stitch conversion, which I could have worked out of baggies because it's such a small one. And that would have been perfectly fine. We're going to put that over there because that wants to be there. I could have easily worked out of baggies. I need to, that's going to bother me, so I got to swap that. Oh. There. It would have bothered me if I had not swapped that and put that there, so that way it fits. And this is going to be my little mini cross stitch conversion. So look at those colors, so pretty. All right, and now the canvas. So I'm gonna tape off the canvas. I have a bunch of these little mini 30 by 30 canvases that I got from Jade over at Jade Gem Shop from like the retreat, and these are just like little mini 30 by 30s. I'm going to peel this back so it lays flat, and it doesn't matter how I work on this because I'm gonna work on it sideways because basically it's just a blank canvas. So, and it's a 30 by 30, so I can work on it easily just like that, so that way the grid is straight up and down. I'm gonna turn that overhead off so you guys don't have a glare. Otherwise it's gonna be annoying for you guys with the glare on the canvas. There. So get settled. I took a shower because that was my first priority. And then after the shower, ooh, let me throw this trash away. And then I'm gonna grab some washi and kind of like section off this section because I know how many stitches I need, and I'm gonna kind of roughly kind of section out where it's gonna be for this area and go from there. 60. So we're basically gonna go to right there. Hi, helper. Sushi's helping. So basically get all settled, showered, and I was just chilling just slightly, and then my roommate showed up, and I got to work with my roommate, or got to meet my roommate, Carrie, who was wonderful, and she kind of got settled in a little bit, and then we decided to go get some food, but by that time it was late enough that the restaurant that was associated with the hotel area, I think by that time they were closed. So we went ahead and just drove into town, which was only like maybe a 5-10 minute drive, just a couple miles. So we drove into town and ended up getting Mexican, which was super delicious. 60. So I'm putting this directly over the washi tape, and then we're gonna go with down to a 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So we're gonna put it to right here. And then from there, this kind of gives me my border of what I'm working with. It's going to kind of stick up a little bit, and that's fine. I just want it to kind of cut off to border what I'm doing, because this is a tiny little baby cross stitch conversion. It's basically, it's a 58 by 67 or 65 or something like that. Let me go to the key. It is 58 by 65 stitches. So I'm gonna mark it off as like a 60 by 70. Do not chew on my washi, you little turd. So this goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And that will give me my border that I'm doing for this section here. So that way I know I've kind of like got my grid mark of what I want to focus on. And then I can always trim and everything there. So that way I know as I'm working that this is the part that I want marked off on this little bit there, just with the surface washi. It just helps to kind of know what I'm working into. I am going to peel the tape back, or the cover back, to put the border right down there, because that area will need a little bit of a washi border on those two edges. I'm going to put it around down to there. So had dinner, which was so good, and then came back, and then we were both of us were completely wide awake, because she usually works like a second shift. So we're both completely wide awake. So we were like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do some diamond painting, because we're here. It's a Wednesday night. We got plenty of time to kill. Let's diamond paint. So I pulled out a kit and diamond painted, and she pulled out her kit and started to kit up. And we just went to town and had a blast doing it. It was so much fun. I'm just going to put this all the way down this edge, just so it's covered all the way. Yeah, so we did it, and we did our, we basically did that until about 1 o'clock in the morning, I think, is when we finally called it. And I made really good progress on my kit. And then in the morning, she had to go buy some stuff for her Secret Santa person. So she did that, and then I continued working on my diamond painting just in our room. And then from there, went ahead and and then from there, I think at noon is when we were gonna have like lunch. And then, but they also decided to go ahead and they were ready. They had prepared and were able to get the crafting room ready. It wasn't supposed to open until 4 o'clock, but they got the crafting room ready for us early. So we ended up being able to go into the crafting room early at noon instead of waiting until 4. So we got a head start on our crafting. And we're able to start the retreat early at 4 o'clock, or at noon, for an official start time, which was super awesome. And we had our lunch, then started crafting, got our tables, got everything all set up, and off we went. And we got to town cruising away with our diamond painting, which was super fun. Had a blast. I'm probably only gonna put that on those 2 sides. I should really put it on all 4 sides, just because it's gonna bother me if I don't. But realistically, I only need it on those 2 sides, because those are the only 2 sides I'm gonna work with. Yeah. I'm just gonna put it on those 2 sides, because those are the only 2 sides that I'm gonna work with the adhesive stuff for that. And we are done with the washi. So I am fully kitted up for there. And we've got the little section of the canvas that I'm doing, and I'll be able to work with a couple other minis on here, because I'll be able to fill this in and then fill in the background, and then I can also do a couple, if I have a few other small little ones that I'll fit onto this same canvas. It's not just going to be the one. I'll do more than one on this canvas, because I can always cut them out and then go from there. And then after that, so we got started, had an absolute blast. It was so much fun. And basically spent the next, that was Thursday, all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, packed up and like diamond painting, chatting. I'd diamond paint for an hour or 2, get up, walk around, chat with everybody, diamond paint for another hour or 2, rinse, repeat, eat, all of that stuff, everything. And it was so much fun. And like literally, I would wake up at like 8, go downstairs, diamond paint, eat lunch, diamond paint, eat dinner, diamond paint, and then go to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Wake up at 8 and repeat. Like that's literally all I did for the entire retreat. I got so much done, which is why you saw so many finishes, because that's what I did basically Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday, got up, and we left for the airport at like, 9:30, 9 o'clock. We left for the airport. And my roommate Carrie, she dropped me off at 10:30. We got there about like 10:15. She dropped me off, because I had a noon, like a 12:30 flight. So she dropped me off. It was like 10:15, got me there plenty of time, so that way I could check in and be good to go, because I'm that person that has to be at the airport like 2 hours early because I just have to. And off I went. So yeah, it was an absolute blast. I had so much fun. So much fun. I controlled myself. I did not come home with 1,000,005 canvases and things this time. I got the event canvas, so I came home with the event canvas. And then I came home with a little crystal canvas, art designs canvas that came in our goodie bag, our swag bag came with a little one, and I finished that one already. And then I came home with one canvas from Gemstone Creations. That one I did purchase, but that one has also been sitting like in an open tab on my phone, where every time I like that I've been like wanting to buy it, but I was like on the fence about buying it because it was such a big canvas, because it's a big square canvas, so I hadn't pressed the trigger and bought it, but I couldn't resist the discount that Jen was offering for purchasing it at the actual retreat. So I finally ended up purchasing it. So really, like, that was like the one canvas that I actually bought at the retreat, and then the other two came with our swag bags, basically. So I was pretty pleased with myself that I only kind of came away from it with two canvases, or with the one purchase, and only had the 3 canvases that I came back with. And one of them has already been completed, so now I only have 2 canvases to go. So that was pretty good. So I was very pleased with that. But anyways, so we're going to take, and then finish the retreat, got to the airport, got on the plane, and then we had to wait for, oh yeah, they had to fix the, we had to sit and wait for them to fix one of the hinges on the overhead bin needed fixed. So we had to sit and wait for like an hour and a half for them to get somebody out there on the plane for maintenance to get to the plane, to spend 5 minutes to replace a hinge on one of the overhead bins. Like, literally that long. But I was like, I had a 3.5 hour layover, so I wasn't worried about it. And I was like, no big deal. And then I get to Dallas, and my 3.5 hour layover turned into like a forever layover, because Dallas was fine. Weather in Dallas was fine. It was the weather and the East Coast, where my plane was supposed to be coming from, that was delaying my plane from getting to me. I was like, I can't win. I was supposed to get into Ontario at 7 p.m. I ended up getting into Ontario at like a little after 9 p.m. And that was because my pilot and crew were a Los Angeles based crew. And the pilot was like, I want to get home. Because he was about to go on, like, they were about to be off for the next 4 days for the holiday. So he was like, I want to be home. And basically got us a new plane. But then once we got the new plane, because our other plane hadn't even left Charlotte yet. So he got us a new plane and didn't even have, like, and then we had to sit and wait for them to actually get the catering service onto the plane, because the plane didn't even have water or rice on it. So we had to wait for that to come in. And then when they did that, then we had to wait for maintenance to get there to hang up a sign. And one of the lavatories, the bathrooms, didn't have a sign that it needed in order for us to take off. So it was like, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. So we ended up landing like 2 hours later. By the time we landed, it was like 11, and then I get 9 o'clock, and then I get my bags, and then get to my car. So by that time, it's like 9:30. And then I had to drive home. So by the time I got home, it was already like 11:30 by the time I got home. And I'm just like, I'm so tired. All I did was bring my bags inside, say hi to the girls, ditch my stuff, get the stuff out that I needed to go to bed, because I had to get up and go to work the next day. Because I originally had planned on taking July 1st off, but I ended up not getting my schedule blocked, and I had a full caseload of patients, and I was like, I'm not gonna reschedule all these patients because I didn't get my schedule blocked in time. So I ended up seeing my full caseload of patients on Monday. And then I got home on Monday, and I was just so tired. But that was like the craziness of my week, or of the first part of the week, but the retreat was absolutely awesome. All right, so we are going to be doing my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and for this 1,000 subscriber giveaway, we are going to have some, we are going to be doing this particular canvas. This is going to be Flowers and Tassel. It is a Diamond Art Club canvas. I can't remember if it's discontinued or not, but regardless, this is going to be the canvas that is going to be part of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So that is going to be one of the items that's going to be in there. I'm also going to have a couple pens from my pen D-stash. We're going to have this canvas, Flowers and Tassel, and then I'm also going to include these 3 pens. One of them is from Kevin's Creations, then there is a Jim's Handmade pens, and I do not remember where I got this one from. I think it's got like a one of those straighteners on it that I do not use. But these 3 pens, so we've got these 3 pens that are going to be included in the giveaway as well. So you're going to have 3 pens, we're going to have this canvas, and then we're also going to have a couple other goodies that I have yet to break out of my hoard. So expect a couple different release papers, as well as some other diamond painting accoutrements that I have yet to pull out of my hoard. But the big thing, you're going to have the pens and this canvas. So go ahead and put your word that you want to select down below. Make sure you use the word blaze. So B-L-A-Z-E. That's the word that you want to make sure you use in the comment. And that's going to be because it has been so atrociously hot out here lately. So that's what I want you to make sure to add in the comments down below to make you eligible for this giveaway. And then we will pull the winner in next week's WIP and Chat. So that's going to be for our winner. And then I will ship it once I've pulled the winner. Then I will go ahead and reach out to the winner, and we will go from there. But that is going to be the canvas and the pens, 3 pens, and go from there. So I'm going to show you guys something real quickly. So I don't show full patterns or anything like that, but because you don't show full patterns, but I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how I actually use this app. So this is what's called the Markup RXP. And this is a pattern right here that we're going to be working on. These are the ones that I've uploaded into the app already. The ones that are fully green are the ones that I've completed all the way. This is the one that I'm, let's see, this one down here is the one that these 2 are the ones that I'm working on for my temperature stitch alongs. And these 2 right there. But this is the one that I just uploaded. But I'm going to show you guys how to upload a pattern into the Markup RXP while we're at it. So if this would be a point where you could actually watch if you are curious, and I'm going to show it to you. So typically if you have an iPad and you have this app, this little logo right here, if you see this one right here that's got like this little pink marker, that right there, that's the actual app. So if you're in the app, we're going to cancel that. You're going to come down here to this little plus button that says add new project. And you're click it, and you're going to say you want to add a new project. You're going to say PDF and image files. That's where you're going to add it from. And then you're going to pick what file you want to add. We're going to basically add this file again. And this is a chibi cute Kaku dragon from Spirit Away. This is the one that we're going to add. It's going to take a minute. It's going to process. If you have a really, really big PDF, it's going to take a long time to process. So the smaller your PDF, the better. But I'm going to show you how this would work. So it's processing. It's got to go through all the different pages. And it's going to say, hey, these are all the pages. And it's got directions down here at the bottom. So it'll show you, it'll tell you tap to select the chart pages so that they are green. Deselect all other pages so they are pink. And it may have already selected the correct pages. I already know, so most charts will have a colored chart, a black and white chart, and one that is basically like colors with no, like, and one that's kind of like a different style. You don't need all 3, because then it'll want you to have like a 3-page chart. This case, I only want that first page because that's the one that I do. Some people like black and white charts, which would be the second page. I don't like black and white charts. I prefer color charts. So I'm going to deselect those pages because I want the one page that I want for this chart is going to be the one with colored symbols. And that's going to be this page right here, because I already know that having looked at the PDF. So I looked at the PDF ahead of time to know what I needed. And it's going to be this page right here. And then I'm going to come up here and click the next button. And it's going to tell me that I need to select the key page. And a lot of times it already does it for me. So the key page needs to be purple. And this is going to be the one that has the chart key. So this would be like the one that has all of your DMCs and what the legend is and all of that stuff. So that already has selected it for me. We're good to go. Click next. And now this would be like if you want whatever your, this page is going to be, select any pages which contain the picture of the finished chart or other pages you wish to be able to quickly access while marking up. So in this case, I really only need the, cats are up to no good. So that's really the first page. So if you had an information page or something with like key random information to follow or keys or something that was like odd about the chart, then this is where you would add those pages in. For this one, it's a really simple chart because it's a little one. So it's just the first page, which is like the image itself and shows what the finished cross stitch will look like. And that's already in purple. If you wanted to add another page, you'd click on it and you'd say, okay, I want those two, but I don't want that. I just want this first one, which is in purple. So we're like, good. So you click next. And then it's going to upload it. And it'll show you this is what it will basically, your finished chart should essentially look like with all of your colors and everything. And that's what we're going to do, is this little haku from Spirit Away. A little chibi haku. What are you doing, Sush? And then it shows that there are, and it'll say, hey, did we do this right? There are 13 symbols in this cross stitch conversion. What's cool is you can show, if you click on one of them, it shows everywhere that you're going to be filling in that color on the cross stitch conversion. So it'll say this is where each of those colors goes on the cross stitch conversion. So in case you're curious, you can kind of say this is what each of them does and where you're going to fill them in. So like some of them, there's not very many drills of. Like this has 9 drills, which is basically the eyes. What are you doing, Sushi, what are you doing? What? Don't, no. And then that's the final. So you can say, yep, that looks good. And you can, you can also zoom in to check to make sure that everything looks good. Everything's good here. And this I can show you because we're not actually looking at this is the finished product of what it's going to look like when it's done. This is not going to be like the placement of the symbols in the final. This is basically what the final product is going to look like. And then you'd click done and it's going to upload it. I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to delete this because that's a duplicate and I don't need a duplicate in there. And then we're going to click on, I'm going to pull this off and I'm going to show you just a corner of a little bit of one. So I'm going to open it and I will show you just like a tiny section of a really, really highly zoomed in section. I never have it zoomed in that far, but I just kind of want to give you guys a hint of what it looks like. So this is like a 10 by 10 square that I've got zoomed in really far. And right now you can see I've got that section highlighted. That's like the pan or zoom. That means that I can move the screen around and I can zoom in or out. And I've got it. And when I'm ready to fill in a color, I can click this little pen, which is Markup. And you can use like, I believe you can use like a Apple Pencil to do this as well. I don't, I just use my finger. But you can say, oh, hey, I want to mark this up. So you click on the Markup and then you click whatever symbol you want to mark up. So we'll click this little down arrow. Oh, actually, sorry, I did the wrong way. Ignore me. So before you do markup, ignore that. We're going to, you need to come over here and you need to click the symbol, select the symbol you want to mark up. And you're going to do that and it'll highlight all of that symbol. And then from there, you can say how sensitive you want this to be. I have it set like right there and it's good. And then from there, you can say, okay, did it select all of the symbols? So when I had it down a little bit, it did not select these symbols over here. So if you notice, you can see there's certain symbols that it did not actually select that it should have. So I need to turn the sensitivity up and now it's selecting all of those symbols. So now I need to select the markup. And now I can say, okay, I filled in these symbols. And you can see the color changes once you fill it in. So it goes from that color, so it highlights on when you've filled it in. And you can also see up at the top, you've got 20 of 20, 20 with 19 left, 18, 17, and you can do it that way. And when you want to change to a new symbol, you click symbol, tap the symbol, click markup, and then you can mark them up as you place them. And that's how you would do it. And then if you want to change your location, you zoom, you pan and zoom just like that. And that's how you would do the cross stitch conversion. I tend to pick a color and work that color in like the entire section or page that I'm on, and then I choose a new color and go to the new area. So that's kind of what we're gonna do. But I kind of wanted to show you guys that, so you kind of got a feel for it, and go from there. And I find it super, so much easier to work from a lot easier to work from a, one of these that has a 10 by 10 grid already marked off like this does, as opposed to one that does not have this 10 by 10 grid. So if you're using a canvas that does not have the 10 by 10 grid, it can be tricky to do because you have to physically count each box. So if you're looking for something that's like 56 squares over and you have something massive, then you have to literally count 56 squares over. So having this 10 by 10 grid is super easy, because if I need something that's 56 squares over, I just go 10, 20, 30, 40. And then I can say, okay, that's 50, and then I count 6 over, and I can say 56 would be right here, and then I count however many down I would need to go. But it's a heck of a lot easier doing it that way than having to count 56 straight over that way. But anyways, long story short, that's kind of how I would get started on a cross stitch conversion. And then from here, I can go ahead and slice my plastic with my little plastic cutter right along my washi, so that way I've got my border, so I can pull it back. I'm not going to slice all of the sides, I'm just going to slice right there. And then let's see, and I need to slice it up the edge there. So I've got that sliced, so I can pull it back. So now I've got a workable area, and then I can pull this back to work into it as needed. Boom. So now I have a 10 by 10 square that I can, or a 60 by 70 square for my little diamond painting, my cross stitch conversion that I'm going to do. And then my little plastic window as needed to cover up as needed. So now we can go ahead and get started. Let me pull we're actually going to do a little bit of a get started on this. I just need to put my iPad down here so I can actually reach it and see what I'm doing, because it's way up in the booty. It's way up in the middle of everything, and I couldn't see what I was doing. So anyways, so that was the bulk of what I did this last week. I was gonna say this last pay period. This last weekend, it was basically prepping for like I got back from the retreat, and then once I got back from the retreat, I was kind of like playing recovery. It was like the recovery game, because I was just so tired. So I was super tired when I got back from the retreat. So sorry, I had to get my cover minder off of the canvas, or off of my lamp. So Monday night, I was pretty tired. I did get a little bit of diamond painting in on Monday night, but then Tuesday, I fell asleep super early on Tuesday and didn't get any diamond painting in. Wednesday, I fell asleep early as well, but I did get a little bit of diamond painting. And then Thursday, I got some more diamond painting. And then today, I got some more diamond painting. And I finished 3 canvases already. Woohoo! Both of the ones that I had I finished let's see, my outstanding WIP that I had. Which one was that? Which was my outstanding WIP? Oh, what did I leave undone? What was the one that I had that I had almost finished? Let me look. Now I'm like let's see. Look at my completed kept. Completed kept. Because I had like, let's see, Cloud Kitty. I had one section left on Cloud Kitty. I finished that one. And then I had 2 from the retreat that I have finished now. Ohana, and then the Phoenix from Crystal Canvas Art Design. So I finished 3 canvases now already, but I didn't have a lot to do. Like, I had all of basically the Phoenix to do, and I had half of Ohana, but only one section to do on Cloud Kitty. Which, granted, that one section was like, I think, basically, did I divide it into 6 sections, or did I divide it into 4 sections? I think I divided that one into 6 sections. But anyways, I got all 3 of those canvases done, and now I'm pulled out the Crafter Den Summer Mystery Kit, and I got that one kitted up and ready to go, so I can start that. And then I also will be starting on the the other one that I'm gonna do is, let me go with my started. My plan is the Storm God, the Summer Mystery, and then I want to do this little project. And then I also want to work on the 2, my 2 retreat canvases. So I get those done, the Crafter's Paradise canvas and then the Great Lakes Escape canvas. Both of those, get both of those knocked out. And they're both smaller ones. So that's kind of like the main plan of what I'm thinking of doing this month. Definitely would like to finish Crafter's Paradise canvas and the Great Lakes Escape canvas. If I don't finish the Summer Mystery and the Storm God this month, that's completely fine, because those are like, those are both of them. Like, the Summer Mystery is a small canvas, but if I don't finish it this month, I'm completely fine with that. And then the Storm God is huge. Well, it's not huge. It's a 60 by 83, which is big. But it's also a square and it's lots of confetti. So if I don't finish that one, 100% fine with that if I don't finish that this month. I'm actually not expecting to finish that this month, and I would be surprised if I did finish that this month. So that would be something that would really surprise me. So we're doing 3733. We're going to go ahead and get started with a little bit of this and see if we get any progress done. I was pretty proud of myself. I did not purchase anything from the 4th of July sales. I was like, nope, I need to do some self-control. No purchases for 4th of July sales. I have, between my cross-stitch conversions, which I was itching to do something, which is why I'm doing this one. Granted, I'm doing my temperature sales, but those are like year-long projects. And I was like, I need something that's like small and little that I can do like now, that I could work on now and not be like this big massive undertaking, but I wanted something that was like a quick finish. So I decided to work on I put it up to the vote in our in Sophie's Discord, and it ended up being this little guy ended up being the one that won. Because first I was like, what category are we going to do? What category should we work on? And Studio Ghibli won the category section. Let's see, we're going to go down, 1 over and 2 down. So Studio Ghibli won, and then once Studio Ghibli won, then I narrowed it down. I was like, okay, now that Studio Ghibli has won, which Studio Ghibli should we do? And I gave like 4 options. And then it was the, let's see, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and up 2. So yeah, so it was like, okay, which Studio Ghibli was going to be started with first? And this little guy is the one that won by a landslide. Was this cute little mini Haku. He won. So I'm like, well, guess we're doing this one. But it was so adorable. I'm like, you can't resist it. It's so cute. So this is what I'm doing to start off with, and we're going to get started with it. I go super slow with these. It always takes me quite a while, especially when we're starting with like the starting point for these, because it's just so like, yeah, they always take a while. Let's see, we're going to be 2 in and 2 down. So we're going to go 2 down. And there. And then we're going to go over 1. And then we need to go right there. But yes, the starting point for these, always getting started on them takes a little bit, because to like get those first few drills placed always takes a little bit longer to get started. But then once you start placing the drills, then you're like, okay, and you get a few placed, it picks up a little bit and doesn't take quite as long. Because you have other drill, because then I can go off of pattern recognition, and it's not just the sheer counting, because I don't work in squares, just like I don't work in sections, just like I don't work in squares and sections when I do diamond paintings. I work in like big areas. So when I do cross stitch conversions, I'll work off of like the page or like the section of the page, and I work by color. And that's just me and how I do it. Just like with everything else, you guys know how I don't do things like the normal way. 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. This is the line for 10, 20, 30, 40. And then we need to go down 1, 2. Boop. So I'm always a little odd that way. I can't always bring myself to do things the way that everybody else does it. Do things a little bit differently. I'm excited to work on one of the jade canvases though, because I've been working off of either the Timu canvases, or I did have one that I did off of, oh, I need it. And see, this is the part that it throws me off, that these ones or these lines are based off of a 1 and not on, I think they should be on the 10 for some reason. My brain keeps thinking they should be on a 10. So I always do that. So these need to move over 1. But at least I caught it now when I only had like 4 drills placed, rather than waiting until I had a bunch of drills placed. And then I'll slide them over and we'll be good. All right, so we got those. And then I just have 1, so that would be 3 down and 1, 2. 3 blanks, and then 1 blank. There we go. So, anywho, purchases. I'm doing good. I have not purchased, like I said, I held off on purchasing for any of the, I was going to say Black Friday, any of the 4th of July sales. I did not make any purchases with those, so I was very pleased with myself for that. I thought that was something that was good for me to have actually not purchased anything. And because I had a whole bunch of things in my cart over at Jaded Gem Shop, and then I was like, no, I do not need to purchase any of these. And I actually, like, I left them in my cart, but I did not purchase anything. But I was very pleased about the fact that I did not purchase anything. So we have 1, let's see, so we're on the 10, and then we're 3 blanks. So 1, 2, 3. So we're on line number 4 and at the 10. Not that one. I don't want that one. And then we're going to go off of the square. This one. So I was very pleased that I was able to refrain from purchasing, because there's a canvas that she has right there, the new Leoba Buckner, that is absolutely stunning beyond belief. Absolutely stunning. And I so want it, but I'm like, I've actually practiced self-control and have not purchased it. So I was pleased with myself on that. So we're going to do, this one is at 9 and 4. Let's see, well, that one's at 8 and 4. 1, let's see, 8. So anyways, yes, made progress. Not purchasing, which is good because I've got way too many and my Horde keeps climbing despite efforts to reduce the Horde. The number keeps going up, but I did make progress. I finished a lot last month. So if I can continue knocking out stuff and like doing finishes, then I can continue to decrease the size of the Horde and we can, you know, get rid of some of it, get the numbers back down. But I need to not purchase in order for that to happen. Otherwise, the Horde will continue to go up, and I don't want it to go up. I have like the number, I would like to have my Horde be below 200, ideally get it down to below 150. But I'm definitely above that number. So that's something I need to control the spending and not purchase anything as I finish things to get that number to climb back down again. So I'm trying to do better at that. I was doing good for a few months and then I kind of like went a little crazy for a bit and now I need to get back into the doing better at it, which I'm trying to. Like I said, there's some canvases that I want that I've held off on buying, and I'm pleased that I was able to hold off on buying them. So that was good self-control on my part, because self-control is something that I usually like don't have the best, like sometimes I'm not very good at practicing self-control. So this is going to be right at the corner, straight down from here and right at the line. So that's right at 1, 2, 3, 4. So right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's that. And then we're gonna move our canvas up a little bit to the next section. So I can look at the colors I need to add up this next section here, which is in this square. So I'm working, I like to zoom it in so I can readily see what I need to do. And I just work my way down. I just happened to pick this color because this was the color that was closest to like, it's like our little accenty marks on the outside, but it was the color that was closest to the edges. So that's what I wanted to do because it kind of gives me my border that I need for these areas there. But anyways, we're going to call that good for right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull this back so we can close it down so I can edit this video and I don't have exposed tape. But look at that, see? And then I just close it down and then there we go. There is our border. And then I have this because I made a cut right here. I now know where I actually cut. But that is a little bit of how I do. Like, look, we placed like 20 drills. No, 30 drills. 78, 88, 98, 08. We placed 30 drills today. That's all we did. Give you guys a little mini introduction to cross-stitch conversions and how I do a cross-stitch conversion. I know I've shown you a little of some of the processes before, but I think this is a little bit more than I've ever shown before. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my random rambles. Bottom line, I had a blast at the retreat. It was super fun. I will have inserted a clip in here of for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. There will have been a clip inserted in the middle, so don't forget to put in your comments for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway so you can get some goodies from that and go from there. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.